What's good?
Yeah.
What is up, fellas? How's it hanging? How's it going? How we feeling halfway through the year? A lot of crazy stuff. It's really anyone's league right now. Well, for some people, some clear front runners, but the middle is murky and deep and disgusting. And I hate that my team is down in it. Holden, dude, let's get into some recap. What stuck out to you? There was a lot of good games this weekend.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm getting fed with this team. They just, you're 4-6. Your life support again. This is the same story, same script every single year. This is what we do. So I'm getting frustrated. I wish Sam Howell had somewhat of a defense. I thought Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio played defense when they were in the league. I thought that's what they did. I thought Jack Del Rio, I thought he was a defensive coordinator. I thought Ron Rivera was a defensive coordinator. I thought they both were, but it seems like neither one of them are. The only thing we can get going is the offense. Tired of losing these heartbreakers, but I'm pretty used to it, so I'm getting a little numb. But that said, life support game this week. We're going to try to stay alive. The NFC is a lot weaker, I'd say, than the AFC, so it does give us that little glimpse of hope to stay in contention. Yeah. Aside from that, I think a game that stood out to me, and maybe it's because I watched it, the Browns coming back on the Ravens, I thought was insane. That game was crazy. I think it was like 17-3 at one point or 14-3, whatever it was. And the Browns finding a way to come back. Yeah, I did too. I was like, no way. And division games, crazy turnovers, pick sixes. Browns came back and found a way. Justin Hopkins, number one kicker in the NFL right now. Got a D-Hop. That's what stood out to me. The other D-Hop, that's what stood out to me. That was a crazy game. Probably because I watched it, but there were a lot of good games. A lot of walk-off field goals.
Yeah.
Thank God told me twice. Bummer, sad. Aaron, what was your game? What was your stick out?
I'm going to stay in the AFC North here, dude. The Texans. Speaking of a walk-off kick.
Called that game, fellas.
Insane.
Dude,
Insane.
They're a hot team right now. They play some good ball. That guy CJ Stroud turning it up.
So now that you mentioned that, do we see the Texans kind of sneaking into the playoffs?
It's possible. I got the playoff.
You're talking about them potentially.
They technically have a spot right now. They have the last wild card.
So
you're talking about them potentially winning the division.
That is also true.
They could.
They've already earlier this year.
They've already beaten Jacksonville pretty bad. So if they swept them and started stacking a couple division wins, they could win that division.
Like they got this week,
or
next week. Yeah, dude, that's a nuts one. But was there anything else that was crazy to do about that game? Or?
No, just hanging on to defeat, a good team like the Bengals. I definitely thought the Bengals are going to run away with it because of the defense that the Houston Texans have, but they showed up. Stroud, worked some Houdini magic and got the win.
Dude, nice. I'm torn. I kind of want to talk about my game, but maybe we'll get to it when we actually get to talk about the Bills. That one just weird times, hard times here in Bills land. But we'll talk about a different game, keep it kind of in the AFC South. We were just talking about the Jags. Those Niners laying an absolute clinic on the road, too. Like, I know that was kind of a toss-up for a lot of people. It's like, and it kind of has me think, are the Jags frauds? I definitely know Calvin Ridley is a fraud. He sucks.
I don't think they're frauds, but I do think that the 49ers reminded everyone that they are the best team.
Calvin Ridley's on my fantasy team, so he must suck. Everyone does, apparently. Sorry, Aaron, what were you saying?
Nothing. San Francisco's good. That's all it is. I think they just did what they do best and whoop up on teams that are supposed to be good. So.
Yeah, no. And for the folks that are at home and who don't know maybe, and just like kind of go on a little tangent here, Holden was at the Thursday night game. Holden, if you could just briefly describe what your experience was like in Soldier Field. You got to see a dub. I heard you were close to a former Washington football player's family.
This is true, yes. Soldier Field, really cool atmosphere. Unlike FedEx Field, it has a very different environment, and it's something that I hope and strive that I'll see in my lifetime with new owner Josh Harris. So it does excite me that he's going to bring some of that, and it's gonna be something bigger than what just FedEx Field is or was, and what that Dan Snyder era was. I hate saying that name, dude. But
Sorry, bud.
it's just I'm excited for what's to come because I think we could have. I was talking to a fan next to me. He was like, "Man, it's been a sellout for forever. We've had season tickets since like 1968, and this place is just always loud." And I looked around. I'm like, this whole place is packed, and these are two crappy teams, and like the place is just electric with Bears fans only. And so like it was cool to be a part of the home crowd. And I was wearing a Montez sweatshirt. Somehow was sitting, ironically, right in front of Montez Sweat's granddad. We got to talking. Montez Sweat DM'd me after the game, thanking me for coming to the game.
Aww.
And who knows? I might get a little care package for Christmas from Montez Sweat with some Washington gear. So we'll see.
Hey,
but it was
I'm sure he has
really,
a ton
really
left
cool
over.
experience. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he's been there. I mean, he was there for 4 years. So I mean, how could you not?
Send you a game worn jersey or something like that. Who knows?
Maybe.
Doubt he would do that. If he did,
the resale value on that.
Lose it. No, that would never be sold. That'd be framed, hung up. But that would be insane. But yeah, it was super
and you would
cool.
name your firstborn after him, Montez Tucciarone.
I don't know if we're going that far because he
That
did
sounds
leave
pretty
us.
good. Yeah,
But
you're right.
That's
it was super fun. I enjoyed going to a game where you didn't really have a side per se, but you could just go watch some stress-free football live and up close. So it was pretty cool. I will say I enjoyed it.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm really glad you got that experience and just like make the most of a work trip. And heard nothing but good things about Chicago. And like you said, the Bears, old franchise, proud franchise. So
Very proud, very proud,
dude. So I'm very grateful for that. All right, fellas, enough of that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. You ready for some picks?
Let's get to picking, boys.
Now, just real quick, just to not brag a little, but let's just acknowledge the week that I had, the weekend that I had. It was insane.
Aaron, let's move on.
9-3 on spreads.
Move on.
This is important. This is my gambling record, damn it. All right, 9-3 on spreads, the hardest thing to bet, to get right. And then 12-2 on picks, absolutely absurd. It was just like, I guess no one else got the script but me. Essentially.
Apparently.
I guess so.
That being said, I would have traded it all for a Bills W. I just want,
if I was just a little bit more biased last week and not like just worried about my picks, I would have been 10-4. So, maybe I'm going to pick with my heart this week, not my head.
Maybe pick with your heart, not your fart,
Exactly. That's the reason why I'm at 57% correctness. Anyways.
Hey, still have not gone under 500 this whole entire year.
That's true. You went.
We love that.
We went
500 this week.
7-7. I'll take it. I feel like that's like my ultimate goal for the rest of the year is just don't go under 500 for a week. That's
never
important
lose again.
Like.
Never lose again. I mean, we've all been doing well. I mean, obviously, per our partially biased Instagram post, I'm leading the pack by like 0.1% over Holden.
Yep.
We're chilling at like 63% correctness on picks. So I'm just saying, for all our friends who like to gamble or just, get the picks right, maybe just follow us every once in a while. It kind of works out for you.
Yeah.
Even a blind squirrel can find a nut, and a broken clock is right twice a day. But somehow we're better than that, and I just wanted to acknowledge that. Moving it on here, Thursday Night Football, AFC North, huge playoff implications on the line. Baltimore playing in Southern Ohio, Cincinnati. Baltimore favored -3.5. Is there any reason to suspect that the Ravens don't win this game? Hold it.
You going to me when we have our AFC North?
I'm not going to you. We're going to
expert?
Aaron. We're going to AFC North. I'm sorry.
So it's actually in Baltimore.
Oh shoot, you're right. I have it written down wrong on my sheet.
But I mean, dude, everything points to Baltimore taking this and running with it. I mean, if both of these teams are coming off of a loss, like a heartbreaking loss right at the end, they're going to be gritty. But you know what? There's a scenario where the Steelers can lead the AFC, not the AFC North, the AFC. If the Ravens drop one, the Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Eagles, and the Titans beat the Jaguars. So I'm picking with my heart because I want to see my shitty Steelers.
They're not that shitty.
And first, I'm picking the Bengals to upset.
Dude, that is disgusting and so wrong. Didn't we just go on the whole spiel about like
we did?
You wanted to be biased and towards your gambling record or whatever. Dude, it's Baltimore here. They should have won that game. They should have won that game. They're good at home. They're a good team. I don't know how their defense is playing so well. I guess Harbaugh just has the touch, even though they don't have as big a names as we're used to. I'm taking Baltimore here, and I'm taking -3.5. I think they win this. The Cincy team, while good, tad overrated. Holden?
Only reason I'm picking Baltimore here is because I just don't think the Bengals are at full strength. I think if T. Higgins was playing and Jamar Chase was full strength, I think I'd be a little bit more – I'd lean a little bit closer to the Bengals. Do you think it's going to be like a really tight game? I mean, 3.5, I'd just stay away from it entirely just because – I don't know. I feel like it could go two ways, and I'm too scared to touch it. Just give me the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson has a big bounce back game. I think Lamar Jackson, I don't know. I know he had that pick six, but
not his fault. It was tipped, so that's a tough one to put on him.
That's what I mean too. It's like I almost don't even. I can't credit. I know that's a stat, and we have to live with that. But I don't credit him with that stat, and I don't know, dude. This is actually
interceptions. So.
This is one of the. This is true. This is true.
I mean,
this
they
is
are.
One of the
but that's like a freak accident, you know. It's like.
I really do want to pick the Bengals though with Aaron just because.
I think Tyler Boyd's going to come back angry for dropping that pass last week because they could have won the game had he just caught that pass. So I think he's going to come back in the enhanced role because Higgins is doubtful because of a hamstring injury. I can only imagine that, Joe Burrow's going to come out electric. Jamar Chase is going to come out electric. Mixon might even show up for the first time or second time in the season.
Yeah.
I have this belief that the Ravens love to just somehow screw up the back half of the season. And this is where it starts in these division games.
I guess you're right, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm on those Ravens. Staying in the AFC North because why not, dude? Pittsburgh playing in the land. Breaking news: Deshaun Watson's out for the year. Thank goodness. Shut him down. He should retire right off into the sunset, metaphorically speaking, with all that cash, all that guaranteed cash. Pittsburgh favorite -1. I don't think that's how it was before this news. I was still kind of on Pittsburgh anyway. But Aaron, tell us why Pitt's gonna just, maybe get on a 3-game win streak.
Dude, I mean, dread it, run from it. The Pittsburgh Steelers are still gonna win somehow in the fourth quarter, dude. I don't know what it is. It might be black magic. It might be Tomlin being an awesome coach that people just don't want to acknowledge. But the Pittsburgh Steelers will always find a way. And now that Watson, who was heating up, I mean, I think he was part of the reason why they won against the Ravens.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, now he's out for the season, and I think his replacement is the rookie that they had. He's got like 3 names.
DTR.
Yeah, DTR. While I think DTR is a serviceable backup, I don't think he's going to be able to handle Watt and Highsmith because last game they had Deshaun Watson's number. So this could be a game where you see the Steelers kind of put the league on notice by beating the league's best defense statistically. Because Cleveland is statistically the best defense in the league. I mean, you could probably interchange that with the Ravens. But if the Steelers beat a good defense like this, and sure, Watson's out, whatever, people still think we're bad because of all the statistics. We're like 31st in overall defense, 28th in overall offense. You could make a complete case for why the Steelers should be like 0-9, but we're not. Because we keep fighting, because we got Kenny Clutch Pickett in the fourth quarter, and honestly, dude, I would take this money line, to be completely honest. I'd probably take the spread too and alt it. So that's just me, biased fan, but I'm taking Pittsburgh Steelers here.
I'm into that. Kind of jumping a little to future games. I wish we would have done a little small alt spread on that Dallas spread. I should have done that. Like I was watching the game.
I thought you were going to. I thought you said you were going to do it for shits and giggles. I thought you said like
I totally forgot. I was watching
Dallas,
the game. I'm like, I can't believe I forgot to do that.
Dallas was a part of your money line.
It was. I mean, it lost anyway because of the Bills. RIP.
Yeah.
They just love twisting the knife on my fandom, but it's fine. So I just wanted to put that in there real quick. But and I ain't gonna tell you, I'm on Pittsburgh. I got the win total over. I got them making the playoffs. I trust Mike Tomlin. This Deshaun Watson news just makes it even better. I mean, they do have a good backup, but Pittsburgh's going to find a way. The rushing game has been on an uptrend, and I've been liking that. And I think it's been helping. So, Holden, you gonna make this consensus, or are you gonna be the lone wolf?
I'm the lone wolf. Like
Oh.
no, Pittsburgh, dude. Pittsburgh has. I'm. My view of Pittsburgh is changing, and I almost kind of wish that Pittsburgh had like some better quarterback play, because if they did, I feel like they'd actually be really scary.
We'd
Like, and I'm not trying. I mean, they'd be like legitimately a scary team that you would not. I'm not saying they're winning games, so you don't want to face them. But if they had some better quarterback, like if they had like a Sam Howell or something like that,
I mean,
maybe they'd actually be they'd be a really scary team to face. But this team just is finding ways to win. You can't argue it. I'm seeing it every week. I got to pick the Steelers. I will say, I think if Deshaun Watson was playing, might alter, but it's not the case. We're playing a rookie quarterback against this really good defense and a team that's starting to stack wins and gain some confidence, and are hanging right there with everybody in the AFC. So I'm going Steelers.
Yeah, no, for sure. And this is going to be super weird because Steelers are number 2 in the AFC North. So, I mean, if, like Aaron said, if the Ravens lose, I mean, it's crazy. We could – some things – the winner of this division could not be who we expected at the beginning of the year, unless maybe you're right.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I'm not going to say it out loud. I don't want to jinx
it. But
dude, they're overrated. Joe Burrow, he's not that cool.
He's not even that shiesty, bro.
He's like half shiesty.
Kind of shiesty.
Keeping it moving. Absolute snoozer of a game. Potential huge dummy blowout. Dallas going to Carolina. Dallas favored minus 10.5. This is when I should have brought that alt spread. I'm going to alt spread this game. I'm going to start. I think it's Dallas, no doubt. I mean, Carolina, what can you say? Bryce Young in his rookie year, no offensive talent. I mean, Holden, you saw them last week, and against a kind of not great Bears defense, they couldn't really get anything going. So, Holden, having said that, Dallas, partially biased.
I'm at a loss here. I don't think we're going to be able to catch Dallas. So that's part of why I'm like, should I just let Dallas go ahead and stack the wins? But I'm also trying to set this up for a Thursday night game, for a Thursday evening game on Thanksgiving. I can't play Dallas coming off of a loss. That's suicide.
You got to catch them slipping.
So I have to go with Dallas this week in hopes that Thursday on Thanksgiving, good old Turkey Day, we find a way. Little tease. You know who I'm taking on Turkey Day. But yeah, I got to go Dallas here. There's no other. I mean, I just
right.
It sucks, but I have to do it. Whatever. Screw them
for sure. Aaron, consensus? We got a trilogy here. Repeat.
Tough one. Yeah. Dallas's 6 wins are all against teams that are under 500. This is another one under their belt. So
I like that.
Don't
Something that
overthink
I'm realizing as like a division winner or whatever. Gosh, the schedule's so much harder. Like, I mean, knock on wood, if we don't win the division, it's like, well, next year I guess we'll have a quote unquote easier schedule.
Easy.
So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, glass half full, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, all right. So we're all on Dallas.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Not gonna lie. Although freaking, I hate to say it, Dak was kind of carving it up, dude.
Dude, it's the freaking Giants, dude. This team.
I know. Oh, they're so bad. They're so bad. They are just so bad.
And we lost to them with Tyrod. Let's not forget. Tyrod is Tyrod's a guy, dude.
Yeah, but now you got Tommy DeVito, dude.
He's Italian. He's gonna get it done. He's a union guy.
Bro, either one of us could have passed for more yards than freaking DeVito this game, all right?
Dude, I felt bad for him.
What do you have, like 82? Abuse. How many yards did he finish with? 82 passing yards that game?
Oh, no, I think he was the leading rusher, though.
He came in the game that Danny Dimes got hurt and only threw for like 7 yards. It was really embarrassing. So, like, I don't know if Dable's just trying to find ways to lose his job so he can go back to the Bills, but like,
I would love that.
This is how you do it.
See, that's just the thing, though. I think he almost screwed him. Not that he screwed himself over, but like you made the playoffs one year, so like I feel like coaches just turn over so fast in New York. it's like it could be 3 years, but I really do think they'll give him 4 just because he made the playoffs year 1. But just being so attached to Daniel Jones with that contract, it's really just an anchor around him, and it's just a lot of weight to lift.
I would
Well, it's
say
kind of
with that contract and the fact that your team is just belly flopped from where it was last season, I don't know. That could be a fireable offense. I mean, like,
No.
you don't have any notable injuries on defense. The only thing that's really notable right now is Danny Dimes, and he wasn't even playing well to begin with. And
I
Saquon
don't
was out for maybe
know.
like 4 games, but like, or 6 games, whatever it was.
Saquon is older. You have no true number 1 wide receiver. I don't know.
I mean, Slayton was their number 1 last season, and he's still
But I am
there.
kind of with you that Dable is an offensive guy. So it's like you would think at least the offense would put up points, and it's non-existent.
I don't know what pieces they lost over the offseason, but it was obviously huge because it just made so much of a difference.
Hey man, maybe tape was out, game tape was out. Saquon's a step back, and that's it. Holden, did you have something to add?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I don't want to talk about this Giants team. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move it on here. Okay, Las Vegas, traveling from the desert to Miami South Beach. Miami favored by a whopping 13.5. I need Miami to lose. It's probably not going to happen, but that's just such a large spread. I mean, Miami's off a bye, but Vegas has had 2 tough wins. Trending slightly upward. Holden, what do you think?
I think Miami bunts. I mean, Miami's going to win.
They going to cover, or are they going to lead the points?
Oh, 14 points.
Not the Giants, dude. It's not even.
No, I think they I think Las Vegas covers. I think that's a big spread, and I think Las Vegas is good enough to cover. I think Las Vegas is good enough to cover.
I'm gonna jump on that. Yeah, dude. Miami's probably gonna win. Miami at home, whatever. Off a bye, good for them. Vegas showing some grit. I love the grit. They're actually getting the ball to Adams. That's a better recipe for success than what they've had previously. They're playing with a little swagger. Matt Crosby is a dude.
He's a dude.
Tattoos kind of scare me, but
he's a guy.
He's a beast.
But he's a dude. Their middle linebacker was he looks pretty scary too with the visor. Yeah, I'm like, oh, don't want to get hit by this dude. But yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, dude, I'm on Vegas to cover. I think it's too big of a spread. I think the defense maybe, I don't know, kind of stay around. I don't think Miami's defense is that good. So hopefully, as long as they limit turnovers, they'll get it done. Aaron, where are you at on this?
You are picking Las Vegas?
I'm picking Miami to win, but Las Vegas to cover 13.5. That is on my card.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which by the way, I was 9-3 last week.
Anyways, I'm going with Miami. Again, don't overthink it. Miami plays really well against teams that are 500 or below, which the Raiders are just now 5-5. So it's like,
I know,
can't say a losing season, but I did say that I had to be careful on these Dolphins games because they play any semblance of a good team, they could lose. I don't know, but they're 4-0 at home, so I trust Miami. I'm not gonna overthink this.
I'd be elated if they lost and hope somehow we got this win, and then I don't know. It's not out for the Bills, but it's a big upward battle. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but we'll keep moving it on. Chicago, Detroit, an old NFC North rivalry. I get a little chill in my bones just thinking about it. Granted, they're gonna be in the Dome because it's in the Motor City. Detroit favored -8. Justin Fields back for the first time in a few weeks after a broken thumb, I believe, finger, thumb, whatever.
Dislocated thumb, yeah, same thing.
That's gotta hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna smart.
It's gotta hurt.
Aaron, where are you on this?
I'm on Detroit, even though I think Chicago will cover because of Fields. I still think Detroit has one of the best running back tandem with Gibbs and Montgomery.
Dude.
I would like to see a little bit more of the pass game, but we'll see. I think Laporta is still a very viable weapon down the field. So Detroit.
Hold on.
I love this Detroit team to the point where, like, I know Detroit fans have been in such, they've struggled for who knows how long now, right? 20 years. I mean 50 years, forever. But even when Stafford was there, they had like 1 or 2 playoff berths. I mean, this team is, I feel like, finally so good. They put up 40 points every week almost. when I saw Dan Campbell going for it on 4th down multiple times, they had a shot to – I mean, it was like 4th and 2 on the opposing 25, and they went for it to essentially just clutch a walk-off field goal. And you don't get that there. Justin Herbert and the boys are walking right down the field and kicking a field goal. So it's like he really trusts his guys. Now that they understand the balance of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, it's one of the scariest teams, I think, offensively. Defensively, they're meh, but they still have some playmakers that can get you some turnovers, and they have a good pass rusher that's young and feisty. Detroit, love this Detroit team, really do. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to lead me straight to a fantasy championship. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, if Cup
and Jared Goff. And Jared Goff. Yeah, that's right.
Break that, dude.
Hey, look at you knowing my roster, boy.
I checked it today.
Right.
I was like, oh, shit.
you saw the roster. It's a nice roster, dude. If fully healthy, boys, if these guys perform, sheesh, dude. Long way.
Sean doesn't talk about fantasy like he talks about his betting and picks.
Yeah, no, I suck. I am awful. All right, like, dude, I'm partially biased in the fantasy, but who knows? With this offensive coordinator change, my luck may turn around. Josh will be the Josh that I remember.
Cook will score, goal line touch.
Yeah, not maybe. Fumble 3 times. Yeah, that'd be so great. But, I mean, he still averaged like almost 10 yards a carry, which was nuts. Dude, when he fumbled that ball and then picked it back up, for a hot second, my soul left my body. Like Morgan could tell you, I was literally like,
"What do you mean he fumbled?"
It was just such. Part of me is like, that's why I know the NFL isn't scripted. It's just like you cannot make that up. But talking about this Lions game, this Lions team, jumping off Holden's point, I think a big reason that Dan Campbell went for that is he's got his sights on something big here.
Super Bowl.
And it is not just the playoffs. I mean, number 2 in the NFC, just behind the Eagles. I don't think they play each other, so there's not going to be a tiebreaker there. So what is that, strength of schedule or points scored or some other determinator? But, I mean, he's like, okay, sure, like we can risk this. We have a large enough lead in this NFC. It's like we'll still probably make the playoffs. It's like, let's play for home field all the way through it. Let's make them come to Ford Field. Let's make them come play us. And I love that. So
yeah, dude,
that was.
I agree with every point there. I to your point there, like that literally is him talking about like I ain't worried. He is almost like, hey, I'm gonna take this gamble here.
Yeah.
And if we lose, we lose. But if we win, we're fighting we're trying to get some home field advantage because we know we're gonna try to make a run here in the playoffs. So exactly that. And he knows like Ford Field is gonna be like ridiculous,
rocking.
Like it's a different feel in Detroit, and it's kind of cool. I mean, it's cool when these teams that aren't great, like, I mean, to your point, like the Bills. I mean, the Bills have been good now, championship contenders for a long time, and it's been such a flip. I hope that for Washington in the next 5 to 10 years, like we're this garbage franchise that like finally turns a page, and you're like, hey, this team's actually good now. Like, it's kind of cool.
Well, that's how it was for the Patriots before Bill and Tom. It's like they were not a good franchise, and then it was just like, 20 years of dominance. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that's really tough. They are awful.
And here we go. And it flips.
I'm so happy.
It flips, dude. It
my
flips.
One saving grace.
Lost the session, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, but I'm with you. And it's so hard not to root for Dan Campbell. Like every video I see of him on the internet, I'm like, God, this is just such a good guy. He's a man of passion. And
the kneecaps.
Dude, he's just like, I'm not afraid to cry. Like, it's just like, this is big.
I'm gonna drink some beer tonight.
Yeah, dude, I love it. It's sick. It's a cool team. So, I mean, I'm glad I don't root for an NFC team, so I can kind of root for them a little on the side. But
and us.
So, yeah, of course, dude.
Yeah.
Take command. Left hand up.
Who are we? The Commanders.
Speaking of the Commanders, Holden, are you ready? It's your game of the week. You're going, bud.
Well, let's go. All right. Straight up. If we lose this game, I'm done. I'm done for the year. 100%. You can cash my ticket in. I'm done. You might not see me on the pod again. I'm done. I'm done. Like I wouldn't. If we lose this game, we have lost to the Giants.
Serious.
I say we haven't lost, but we tied. We split we tied last year, we lost last year, and then this year we've already lost once. If we lose another one to this damn Giants team that's not good, and they somehow have
At
our
home.
number, I'll lose it at home.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a home crowd.
Oh yeah.
I will be so ticked. Contemplated going to this game. I'm not going to this game. Just can't do it. Just too much stuff going on. But
with you.
I just don't see how we lose this game. I don't see how Sam Howell doesn't continue his reign of throwing for 300 yards, 3 tutters. Brian Robinson, just hand the ball off to him. Let's get him an opportunity to break 100 this year. They like him in the passing game, but like just keep running the rock. They can't stop us. You've got this no name at quarterback. You've got their left tackle's out. I think Thibodeau or whatever is out.
No way. That's huge. That's actually huge.
I think. So I mean, like I think their pass rush is going to be lacking. So if we don't win this game, I'll be shocked. I know it's 10.5. I mean, or 9.5 is the spread. Whatever. I think we cover that. I think for us, that's a blowout. 10 points for us is a blowout. But I mean, I think we win this game by 2 scores. If we don't, I'd be shocked. I think Sam Howell's so tired of this close edging loss type deal where it's like we're coming up short just here and there. We've got a crappy team. Let's take advantage at home and give ourselves an opportunity in this.
I'm with you.
Crappy NFC to maybe grab that 7th spot, and who knows? We'll see what happens.
Maybe he won't be done. Maybe he won't be done.
But need this one. Got to take them for sure. I mean, it would be huge to be if seeing what Dallas just did to them. It'd be great if we could put up like 35 on them, and it'd be like 35-10 or something. Like 35-10 would be like a great score for me to be like, let's go into Turkey Day. I'm ready to go.
That's a confidence builder for sure.
Yeah, I love that. Aaron, where are you at on this?
I'm gonna take command too. I can't stand watching this New York Giants team. Sorry, Naya.
Dude, she's heartbroken.
Yeah, she really is.
Biggest Giants fan I know, dude.
Every time I tell her like
Tommy T, dude,
how they're doing.
Dude, I don't know these days. Tommy T, come on, bro.
Getting some competition.
He's still doing the Victor Cruz salsa.
He is, dude. He is. He loves the Victor Cruz salsa, dude.
What's it called? The last minute of the Giants Cowboys game came on live TV, and I was like, Naya, don't look now. And she looks, and she's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, why does our team suck? And I'm like, I don't know.
You should tell her it's because they traded Odell Beckham. That's the whole reason.
And then he decided to stay on every AFC North team there is. But yeah, no, it's the Commanders. Take the spread, run with it. This is a done deal.
I think we need to make this interesting.
I hope you're right, bro.
Are you going to take the Giants?
Interesting. Oh, no, absolutely not. But I'm thinking Holden should. I think he should have a bet with his father, who is a Giants fan through and through, that if the Giants win, he has to name his first son after his father. Tom
Jr. Second?
Maybe middle name.
Firstborn son already has a name. I don't know if you boys know that.
You keep teasing it, and I just
he won't tell us. He won't tell us.
I'm okay. I'm okay not knowing. I mean, I want to know, but like,
you'll know soon enough.
It's Kirk Tucciaroni.
Oh my God, that sounds terrible.
Robert
Griffin, the Tooch.
RGT.
Let me lit.
Dude, no, we're not.
Dude, name after Lindsay's dad.
Pon?
Okay, that'd be cool.
Pon Tooch?
We've got the name, boys. All right?
Dude, I'm just saying, once upon a time, you told me you were getting a dog, and you said you were like, yeah, I think we're naming Bourbon. And I'm just saying.
No, it was Bubba.
Or was
Bubba?
I thought it was like whiskey or something like that.
No, it was Bubba. No, it's Bubba. I thought Bubba would be a cute name, but then I was like, Bubba sounds just like too much. We wanted this guy who just can't seem to stay away from me while I'm doing the pod. We wanted him to have more of a humanistic name because, obviously just kind of a human just sitting in front of me. So, that's where we settled on the name. But yeah, anyways.
All right. Back to the picks.
Sidetrack.
Well. I'm on Washington. I'm gonna take the spread. This is the last time I'm freaking doing this. I swear, Holden, if this burns me.
Don't take the spread. Don't take the spread.
No, I'm taking it because my gambling record is good. No, I'm taking it.
Right, 5.
9.5, dude. Whatever. It's probably too much.
9.5.
They're gonna find a way.
No, I think you're right. I think they're gonna win. Like
especially
big.
at home. And this Giants team sucks.
Maybe I should
And
take the Giants, dude.
Nah, don't do that.
You
You don't think so?
You won't
Nah,
do
dude.
it.
I think I'm with you. It's not a. This is a should win and a must win, and I think when that combines,
It's just like boom, here we go.
The hungry
yeah,
dog
we're gonna
runs
blow
faster,
the
baby.
rails off, dude. You know, just forget it. Forget.
Sam Howell's gonna put up 325, 3 tutters.
Oh, dude, I was thinking like 605.
If that happens,
600 yards, 5 tutters.
If that happens, if 600 yards, 5 tutters, I will send you a bottle of the nicest bourbon you could possibly find. Like I'm talking like
he's gonna name his kid Sam, and that's gonna be the end of it.
I'll be into that.
Sam Haltucheroni.
We'll keep the picks rolling here. Kind of a stinker of a game here, but good for all you gamblers out there. I think I wrote this down wrong. I definitely wrote this down wrong. I 1000% wrote this down wrong. Unless I just can't read my own handwriting.
Teams.
Cincinnati, Houston. No, that already happened.
That was this past week.
Who's playing Houston? I wrote down Chicago again.
Houston
Cardinals.
Arizona.
Oh, that's an ARI, not a C. Whatever. I write in cursive for those at home who don't know, and usually it doesn't bite me like this. I'm gonna go ahead and start off since we've just been going through it. I'm on Houston here. Houston's the hotter team. This Arizona team showing new life with Kyler back. That was huge. Them winning. I should have bet the money line instead of the spread, but kept it safe. It's a spread show.
Holden and I knew. We picked Arizona last week.
Yeah, I was with you on that. Y'all convinced me.
Did you?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, he said he was a sucker.
Yes, you were. Okay.
He followed us.
I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, you're right. I was like, they were the home team. I'm big on home teams now. Houston, hot team. They're gonna find a way. Add the spread to my card, -5. Aaron.
I'm torn, dude. I really like how the Arizona Cardinals looked with Kyler back, and I know
Falcons, dude.
Okay, and I know Connor's back too, dude. So like they're scrappy again.
Right.
And Houston, Houston still played the Cincinnati Bengals very well, but they were also scored like 27 points on them. Like, is the defense existent or?
It is to an extent. I think there's only so much you can expect, but I just think like from an offensive standpoint and not turning the ball over, as someone who has a team who turns the ball over a lot, when you maintain time of possession and limit and win the turnover margin, you're probably going to win. Like statistically, you are. Like so that just goes so well in their favor. And not only that, their run game, like Devin Singletary of all people, I think was averaging 5 yards a carry.
Yeah,
he had over 100 yards. It was nuts.
Yeah,
pretty sure he won like AFC Player of the Week or something too.
Yeah.
No way. Good for him.
Yeah,
I was always a big fan of Motor. Really got signed to like just a bottom vet minimum deal.
He did. I don't think anybody really wanted him because you guys were only using him as a pass catching back, and then you basically replaced him with Cook. So
he's all right. He'll always have a special spot in my heart, But like,
to
running
that
backs
point,
or rentals, yeah.
This is probably just to protect my picks here, but I'll take Houston to stay safe. Stay safe. Hold on.
It's tough. I think Arizona definitely covers this. I almost like them to win, but after seeing the Texans upset, I guess you could call it an upset the Bengals.
Oh yeah,
it was an upset.
For sure.
Yeah.
Dogs.
It's just
they were dogs.
Yeah, they were definitely dogs. There was a big chunk of people got knocked out of my survivor pool taking the Bengals, so that was huge. So yeah, I kind of feel like I have to go Texans, but I will say again, this Cardinals team is totally different with Kyler Murray and James Conner. Trey McBride's back. Zach Ertz will be back in 2 or 3 weeks. That adds some stuff
That's
too.
huge.
Mark, every single offensive weapon they have is just their production is skyrocketed. Yes, it's insane.
Ashes, man.
It's definitely a tougher team. I'm glad. Like I said, I've said it a million times. I'm glad we played them early, but yeah, I'll take the Texans. I think they're just hot, and they're tasting that they have a shot at this AFC South. So
yeah,
I'll take the team.
1000% are definitely a strong case to get a wild card. Absolutely. I don't know what the rest of their schedule is, but we'll get into that as the weeks roll on. Yeah, Aaron went ahead and already did this pick. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm tripping. LA Chargers traveling to the great white tundra of Green Bay. The Bolts favored -3. Lost a real heartbreaker against Detroit. Wow, what a game that was. I wanted to take Green Bay just because I had flashbacks of old Green Bay, of just Lambeau being a tough place to win. But I don't know. This Chargers team has so much firepower, but just can't find a way to win games. Holden, help me make sense of this. I'm really torn.
Nah, I think offensively, I don't think the Packers are going to be able to hang. And I'm with you. I kind of looked at the same thing. It was almost actually a survivor pick. I was like, Chargers, is that a team worth taking? Don't necessarily trust them on a survivor pick, like do or die, but I do trust them to win this game. I think they've just got so much more firepower, even with their injuries. I can't trust this Packers team. This Packers team looks like it's struggling with Jordan Love. I like them early on in the season, and then since then, it's just like after the first 2 or 3 weeks, I'm just like, it's just been like this. So I think the Chargers, I mean, they're fighting for their lives too, right? I mean, this is a team that's literally fighting for a wild card
On life
spot.
support.
If they don't win the game here, 4-5, if they don't get back to 500 here soon, after the Raiders just did it, they're in big trouble, knowing they're going to have some of those backloaded AFC West games coming up. So I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to take the trusted quarterback in Justin Herbert, trusted running back in Eckler, and they'll find a way. That close 3.5 spread, I don't know. I ain't touching it, but give me the Chargers in Lambeau. Kind of sounds weird, but give me the Chargers.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you on that. I'm gonna take the Bolts as well. It's just I'm kind of with you. I don't think Green Bay can match that firepower if it comes into that battle of who can score more quickly. They're not built to score quickly. Aaron,
I'm telling you guys, dude. I think that Green Bay just doesn't really have the chemistry that they had at the beginning of the season. I don't know what's going wrong, but they're not getting Aaron Jones the ball enough. They're not getting their number one wide receiver, Christian Watson. Yeah, they're not getting him the ball enough, or not giving him more opportunities. And they're strictly relying on their wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3. I think the Chargers route them. I don't think they're gonna hang. Yes.
Strong words there. Okay, cool. Well, another big divisional matchup here. Talking about this AFC South a lot. And I believe our first guest actually talked to us about who's the best team in the AFC South. You know, crazy thing to think about still. Or maybe it was the NFC South. I think it was the NFC. I'm wrong. It doesn't matter. Tennessee going to Duval. Wow, we're just really confused all with that last little bit.
You did.
Yeah.
Who's our
might
first
cut that one
guest
out
again?
Might actually cut that out. I'm not cutting it out. Yeah, Tennessee going to Jacksonville. Will Levis, kind of a little bit of a welcome to the league moment last week, more or less. Jacksonville actually getting humbled by the 49ers with new pass rush, Chase Young. Rip.
Don't ever say that again.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, sir. Jacksonville is favored by 7 here at home. Aaron, does Tennessee stand a chance?
Oh, definitely. Tennessee, again, this is still a division game. Jacksonville just got humiliated, so they're coming off of a loss. You might think that they'd be coming in all juiced up and angry, ready to go, but I think this is a trap game for Jacksonville, because the Tennessee Titans, they could just get it rolling on them, I'm also saying this because I'm biased, because I want the Steelers to be first in the AFC. So go Titans. Derrick Henry, go ahead and rush for 100 yards. Travis Etienne, you still need to score for my fantasy points. Titans.
Wow, love to see it. Holden, does Jacksonville stand to lay the points here? -7 seems kind of big for a division game, regardless of record.
It does seem big, and it scares me that Aaron's picking them, because I was thinking about taking Jacksonville in my suicide pool. So it's tough. I feel like I want to take them in a bounce back spot. This Titans defense, this Titans secondary is garbaggio. So I'd like to think even a Calvin Ridley of all people could get something going.
He needs to go back to gambling, dude. He was a better gambler, I swear.
Sean false hope, dude. Sean's still going to start him.
He has to start him. He has to.
You can start Cortland Sutton. Start Cortland Sutton.
I had to do that,
He
but my
is,
flex
too.
was on a bye. I have no
Oh.
choice. I literally said it this morning. I was like, Calvin Ridley, you're on the bench. And I was like, wait, Saints have a bye. I have to start Calvin.
Oh yeah, Rashid Shaheed or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think this is a bounce back spot for the Jags. I really hope it is. I mean, if not, I don't know. Then I'm out in suicide pool because that's probably who I'm taking. I think that spread's going to be tight. I think it's going to be a close game, division game. D-Hop scares the crap out of me. Got a season-long bet on him to hit 1,000 yards, so I want him to produce. But I know it's getting tight. It's close. I'm gonna need him to pop like a 100-yard game here pretty soon.
I feel like Will Levis taking over has helped a little bit with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it absolutely has. I mean, he's
sure.
had a couple 140-yard games, which I think on average you need to hit about 62, 63 yards a game on average each game for the course of a 17-game season. But the Jags bounce back.
Math on that.
And
what are you doing?
I'm potting, bro.
Look,
give me the
all
Jags. Give me the Jags.
Non-biasly speaking, the Jags should just manhandle the Tennessee Titans.
Should they?
No, not necessarily.
They definitely should.
What, their run defense
I don't
is
know.
going to bottle Dirt Henry?
Did they play them already this season?
I want to.
Let me see.
I
think this is the first time, and they end with them. I may have it mixed up. I think
you're right. I don't think they played them yet.
Yeah, they have. This is the first matchup, and then the last one's at the.
So it's tough, but both teams are coming off a loss, and to the point of an embarrassing loss. It's like I think Dougie P's gonna get these boys right. So.
Yeah. Dougie P gonna get these boys right. I can't see an angry Doug Peterson. That just doesn't sound kind of right. Like he seems almost too chill to get angry. But maybe he's like one of those dads, or like who's like really nice, or like people, But then when he's pissed, it's like, oh, like we have to hide under the furniture. It's scorched earth.
Wasn't he the one that cut his own son from his team?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He was a tight end. He was like, yeah, man, just not playing well.
Hey, it's a tough. Hey, man, just get playing time. It's just getting opportunity is nice. So that's what you can do. I'm on Jacksonville here. I love that they're on home. I think they'll learn a lot from that tape against San Francisco. Tennessee is definitely not San Fran for a multitude of reasons. It is a little scary. I'm staying away from the spread, even though I feel it's almost one of those bounce back games where it's like, even though it's not pretty, it's going to hit. Like, it's just like, oh, firing all cylinders, division game. We know Houston is kind of creeping up there. We need this. So I'm interested to see how Will Levis does, though, because is he the guy going forward? Can Mike Vrabel attach his horse to that wagon? Yeah. So, and hopefully Calvin Ridley can not be totally useless for me for once. He had like 2 good weeks, and that was it. Very inconsistent for a pass-first offense with too many weapons to really guard him. So, hey, Trevor Lawrence, do me a favor and target him at least. Or go back to gambling. Keeping it rolling.
Dude, he's going to see this.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I mean,
we'll tag him.
Dude, him and Morgan went to college together.
Wow.
Come on,
dude. Yeah, he watches, whatever. We were both thinking about dressing up as him for Halloween because we're both blonde. How funny would that be?
You grow your. Oh my god, dude, you would have been perfect with your long hair, bro. God,
I just missed that window. But yeah, all right. Speaking of San Fran, Tampa Bay traveling to the West Coast to the other Bay. San Fran favored by a whopping -12. I won't do it. I got a haircut for the first time in like a month or two last week.
Nice.
And like before then, Morgan was like, "You have to cut your hair. It's like." And I was at that point. I was like, "Do I just like
ignore
let it grow?"
The intrusive thoughts are winning.
Dude, I need a haircut. Like, no. I need a haircut like every 2 weeks. I swear I need it. I feel like my hair is too long right now. I swear to God.
I'm cheap. I'll try to go like a month. Like I'll try to get a month out of it. Like, but
me
I will
too,
say I went to a new barber and she did a phenomenal job. I mean, it was a little expensive, but it was like one of those moments. This is not football related. I'm sitting in the chair and I was like, why is this taking so long? I'm like, wait, like she's actually having like a high attention to detail and like taking her time with this, not just.
You gotta love that. You gotta love that.
Yeah, I was like, I love this. I haven't had this like level of attention in a long time, and that's why I'm like shocked. I'm not used to this, Yeah. I was back in Richmond when I had Razor Ray.
Razor Ray.
Nah,
Sponsor?
dude, it's
Sponsor?
Sinatra.
Wait. And this is
Partially
biased.
biased. The show with biased takes from biased fans. Partially.
yes,
Yes.
Oh.
nice, bro.
Dude, just how we planned it out. See,
We're never gonna get this down.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh.
I don't even know how to play this off. I kind of want to be like, oh yeah, Holden, great job. Like we pranked Aaron. Like this is exactly
No, dude, I totally-
texted
It's
you.
honestly
I don't
like funny
Dude,
as shit.
Talking
We should
about
just continue.
haircuts made me think of like, wait, because I thought about some of the times we used to do kind of an intro where like we talk about like weekends and stuff, right? And it's just like kind of
Yeah.
rolling on stuff, and then you hit the intro. And so talking about the haircut, it kind of like hit me where I was like, wait a second, we didn't do an intro, did we? And then boom, here we go. But to the haircut point, it's nice when somebody takes care of your hair like that, straight up.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
you love a
yeah,
good
and, like,
haircut. We talked
love
about
to
it
be
last
groomed.
week. Love a good haircut.
Well, dude, one of life's simple pleasures. You're just feeling the clippers go, kind of like.
Kind of
It's
the brush
nice.
going through, you know.
No, that's
But
like
if you get a bad
you
one,
get-
it's the end of the world.
oh, dude, it's like
Buzz.
bad day, almost bad week, like whatever. It's like
Wearing a
almost
hat
say, like, no
24/7.
yeah, dude, it's like horrible. I mean, or like
No
a smaller one. I think I'm a little generous to my
Aw.
haircuts, because I'm like, oh, I appreciate this, and like anything that can give you confidence. I don't want to say, especially as a man, like you look in the mirror, and you're like, dang, I'm looking sharp. Like, look at me looking
Oh, yeah.
right. It's like I forgot I could look this good. And it's like
I'm with you, dude.
it's tough to put a number on that feeling.
True.
Sometimes. Either that or
Yeah,
like
man.
what was it, Jalen Rose? Like I think he said, like, yeah, if you spend any less than $100 on a haircut, you're a chump. I mean, then again, we're not Jalen Rose, so but maybe someday.
You got money like that. Anyway.
Yeah, he does. He does. He was a professional athlete and he's a media broadcaster. He has
So-
money like that.
Are you on San Fran, Sean?
Yeah, maybe. I just wanted to say one more thing about the intro. I'm like, maybe we should just get rid of the woo, and then we just start it like, and this is partially biased. Because otherwise, but then I also kind of do like when it randomly comes up. But that was
Yeah.
close. I'm not gonna lie. We're kind of towards the end of the slate. And I was like, oh, thank God Holden remembered that. I may have not.
I don't know how. I
I
have
wouldn't
no
have,
idea.
yeah.
I have no idea how it just hit. It just randomly hit. I was like, wait a second.
Dude, when
Very
the
interesting.
intro hits you, when the intro hits,
Unreal. That was probably the latest one we've ever done.
It's
Easily,
close.
Yeah.
that's a close one. Hilarious. All right, Tampa Bay, San Francisco. San Fran's going to win this game, but I feel like I'm a little crazy that I know Tampa Bay played at home. What is it? They played the Titans, I think, last week. So not a great
Correct.
bias there. But part of me is like, what if Tampa Bay like shocked the world and somehow won on the road? Like Mike Evans went off for a cool 100, 150. Chris Godwin got it done. Maybe Brock Purdy has another off day. I don't know. I think 12 is a large number for Tampa. I don't think they're holding the playoff spot, but they're right on the bubble.
They're one game out. They're
One
the
more
8
5.
seed. We're the 9 seed. They're the 8 seed. We're the 9 seed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
Trust
take San
me,
Fran to
I
win
know
at
this.
home. I know this. I gotta make money off this. Yeah, dude. I'm on San Fran, but I'm gonna take Tampa to cover. I think 12 is a large number. I may regret that. Holden, NFC expert.
San Fran, Hundo P, need the Bucks to lose. 100% partially biased, but 100% there's no chance, dude. No chance. Well, I shouldn't say that. But Mike Evans did just have like a 140-yard game this past week, so I don't see him doing that back-to-back weeks. I know it's Mike Evans, Hall of Famer. We all know.
Mike Evans.
San Fran, I need you to win this game. Seriously.
Serious.
Give me San Fran.
Mm.
Chase Young's going to have 3 sacks.
Probably.
I'm telling you guys, it's got to be San Fran. I will say that the San Francisco secondary kind of sucks, so I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa Bay did throw all over the yard and covered. But don't overthink it. It's San Fran. Hi, Holden. Oh, Lindsay. Hi.
Yeah. All right. So 4 games left here. We're all in San Fran. I took Tampa Bay to cover on my card.
Wifey says hi.
Hi.
Hi, Lindsay. Hey, baby, do your body.
They also say hi to baby Tooch.
That's crazy. Throw a whole life in there. That's nuts.
It's wild.
Life is wild. That'll bring a full circle on you. All right, back to football. It's my game of the week. The Jets, the Jersey Jets are coming to actual New York to play the Buffalo Bills. Bills are favored -7, which I think is too many points. I really do. If I was not a Bills fan, I would fade here and take the Jets to cover. But I'm not. I'm going to take the Bills, all right? We fired our offensive coordinator. Last week against Denver was, pretty much must win. It was pretty close. It would have been nice to slide into a playoff spot temporarily, even if it was that, and get a little bit of a cushion, But here we are at 500. This is the latest that we've been 500 at in a very long time, and I have forgotten what this feeling feels like.
Sucks, right?
Oh, dude, it's awful. I feel like I don't say I'm taking the playoffs for granted, but I gotta stay off. I gotta stay off social media, dude. I feel like Aaron.
Sucks.
You can't.
Sucks.
All the people are like, we need to fire McDermott. They're calling him McDud.
Dude.
I'm like,
oh my god,
dude, it's crazy how
it's like
so
the Warriors
crazy.
with Steph Curry and Steve Kerr. I'm like, dude, no, it is not. Like, you cannot compare these two sports together.
Mediocrity.
He's like, he was good for changing the culture, but we need a guy who actually can win a Super Bowl. I'm like, you know how hard that is. You know how absolutely
they don't.
difficult.
They're plebeians. They don't understand. They think every year, yes, the goal is to get to the Super Bowl, but you understand that injuries happen. Fucking next man up mentality. While I like it and support the next man should be playing as good as a pro, you're not gonna get the same play from a third string linebacker. No. You're not.
No,
it's just the system doesn't support that. So, go on and on about how the coaching is bad. If the players don't execute, it's a bad product.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Totally. It's just so weird because, I think it's I really did have that narrative in my head of comparing it to Tomlin about how he's never had a winning season. There are teams,
losing season.
Organizations.
He's never had a losing.
He's never had a losing season. Oh my gosh,
he's never won in his fucking
career, dude. Dude, he's been a coach for 20 years and never had a winning
season. Dude, he's got to know something on the Rooney family.
Marvin
he's got
Harrison.
It. Yeah.
Or Marvin Lewis.
Yeah. Wow. That was
only made the playoffs one time as a head coach.
A ton, but just couldn't. He had a 10-6 season every year, but never did anything in the playoffs.
No.
But yeah, no, dude, it is like me. It's literally you're hoping to stay in contention until week 17 or 18, and it's at this point as a Washington fan, it's you just want to. For me, I don't care what anybody else says. I want to watch meaningful football toward the end. That's all that matters. It's hey, is this game going to actually matter? Yeah, even if it's hey, I might lose, but it's week 17. I've watched a lot of football that actually means something. This game matters to me. It sucks when you're eliminated week, week 13, and you're all right, for the rest of the year, we're eliminated from playoff contention. We have zero hope. It's over. Now what do we do? It's you're football fans. You're going to watch. It sucks. So, dude, trust me. I'm in those shoes. I thought we should have been 5-5 this week. I get it. So,
dude, it's just so dumb because I'm just people are I'm who? No one is better. I was I don't say we're not a great franchise, but we're not outside of the 90s years.
No,
and, a few other weird years.
You guys have a diehard fan base. It's
he can still be
the franchise has been
the second all-time winningest coach in our franchise's history, and just how quick some of these fans are to forget the 20-year playoff drought, and especially how mediocre we had at quarterbacks. That was the entirety of my life of the Bills sucked. I remember the year we drafted Marcel Darius, we were 3-13. That was horrible, and people were get rid of him, blow it all up. I'm it is not easy to put together. It takes generations to almost get any kind of consistency.
Couch GMs, dude. You're never going to be right because there's always some dumbass stat that justifies their very obscure reason to get rid of the players. Well,
they don't have stats. I'm look, Stacy. Look, Joe.
Stacy? I feel from the years that you guys had Fred Jackson and Fitzpatrick, this is easily a step up.
Oh,
where you could sit there and not have a 7-9 season. And for this, I think maybe the ceiling right now, and that's if you guys get through the gauntlet of the Eagles, Kansas City, and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
and the Miami Dolphins again, I think you can still win this Jets game. It'll just be really close. It'll be ugly. That's fine. A dub's a dub at the end of the day.
We just gotta not turn the ball over. And like one thing I'm gonna buy into for the hopium of it all is that people were saying that like Ken Dorsey's system was so predictable that Josh had to throw the ball into tight windows and like in cover guys because there was nowhere else to go with it. So like I'm holding out hope that that's true. And with this new guy calling plays and maybe Josh a little more input on the offense, we just come out shot out of a cannon, just pissed off, ready to get a division win against a team that shouldn't have beat us week 1, like due to an injury, but still. And
turnovers.
Every week is must win from this point. It's just like Josh has got to take a step and like also needs to know when to run and when to throw and all that stuff. So I'm on the Bills. I take the spread every week. I'm gonna take it. It's gonna happen. Tell me your picks.
I'm still going Buffalo. I think this will be a tight game. You'll have to win ugly, just because I know the Jets' offense is still trash, but they still have good players. Yeah. And the defense is still really good. So the Bills are going to have to play some of their best ball, but I'm still taking Buffalo. So
he's got to play as good as the Raiders, I think. And I know that's like, I don't say asking
agreed.
A lot, but
I will say your defense still kept you in the game against Denver. And all those turnovers, obviously, you didn't want them, but they happened. I mean, you guys were like -4 on the turnover margin. I don't think that happens every game. So
I hope not. Well, I'm getting scary.
It's okay. It's okay. Come back, Sean. We're good.
No, it's okay. We know you're on panic mode. We said it last week, but
I would say after this, you're on panic mode. You're like definitely DEFCON like 5.
Oh yeah,
no, this is DEFCON 500. 1. Yeah, I will say based on the AFC picture, it sucks to be 500, but it's also a good thing when you look at it because you're like, okay, we're not below 500. We're 500. Yeah. Again, this is coming from somebody who wants to be 500 every goddamn year. It's like we just want to stay 500 to hopefully get a game or two up, and you try to go like I think 9-8 is going to get you a 7 seed in this NFC.
Oh, easily.
I'm like, okay, so we can't really afford too many losses. And we're going to need to get really lucky with the Vikings and the Bucks and some of these other teams dropping a couple.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, and we're going to need. But we still have everything in front of us. So that being said, taking the Bills are going to bounce back. Bills are going to be okay. It'll be fine.
Everything's going to be fine.
I might bet the Bills to make the playoffs at like plus 150.
I might look at those odds. I'm not going to lie.
I would say, like, at least by the end of the season, I think your top ceiling right now is like 10-6 or 10-7. I think that'd be still a good ending point for all the injuries that you had. You get rid of an offensive coordinator and you still end up balling out.
Yeah.
So four extra dubs here and there and a couple of losses to good teams. I mean, again, Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys. If you dropped like 1 or 2 of those, I still wouldn't be that worried about the Bills.
No, I mean, there's definitely a way. It's just even more uphill. It was always uphill to begin with. And, like, I still think any given Sunday, like, if we play our best ball, we can beat anyone. Right. And I don't want to say that's for any team, but, like, I think our ceiling is that high with the talent on this team. So we just got to execute. And, yeah, and we'll talk about some other stuff later, depending how the year goes. Sheesh. But we got to keep rolling with these picks. Talk Bills all day, baby. Another divisional matchup.
Spit it out.
Seattle. It's traveling to Tinseltown. They're going to play the LA Rams. I'm torn on this game. I think Matthew Stafford's availability is the big question mark for me. I would assume it is for y'all. But
I believe he's playing.
I saw questionable on Espen, but I hope he's playing. If he's playing, I'm on the Rams. If not, I'm on Seattle. Aaron, does lightning strike twice? Does Seattle get a sweep here?
I don't think the Rams are that good. I mean, they have a good passing attack, and Stafford may come back, but that O-line concerns me. And the Seattle defense, aside from the Ravens game, and I guess the Washington Commanders playing them still pretty well, I think their defense holds up, and I think their front seven does too. So I'm going to take Seattle here to sweep. I don't really know how the Rams can win this game if Stafford isn't playing.
Oh, yeah, because the one game where he was out against Green Bay, horrible.
Yeah.
Garbage quarterback play.
Yeah,
And the
just
Los Angeles Rams defense isn't that good either. Like let's not mince words here. They're
no,
not that great.
no. I don't want to say they're quite in rebuild mode, but I mean they have an interesting path going forward. I mean, obviously with their coach, and like I know he almost thought about stepping away because it's like I don't want to say who wants to go through that rebuild phase, but like you got the ring. It's
F them
yeah,
picks.
you down the line. Yeah, exactly. It's like you could have your cream of the crop for another situation of a team that's looking to take that next step. Like so.
Yeah.
Holden, who are you on?
Yeah, need the Seahawks. At this point, Seahawks are going to snag a wild card. Dallas is going
Mhm.
to snag a wild card. There's one left. It can't be the Rams. Need the Rams to lose. We play the Rams. Give me the Seahawks. Is what it is.
I'm gonna have a contingency bet because I like home teams, and I feel, you know what, this Seattle
They're
team
one
beat the
and three at
Rams.
homes, by the way.
I know. I mean, the Seattle team already beat this LA team when they went to Seattle, so
Hmm.
I want to give them that benefit of the doubt. But it's just if they even didn't
Actually,
play well then, but that was
they
out Cooper Cup.
they lost to the Rams
That's right.
um,
That's what it was. That's all.
30-13.
Yeah. So I mean, Rams beat them on the road. So I'm like,
Those are
if Stafford
completely
is healthy,
healthy
I'm gonna take the
team.
Rams. I don't like how close that game was against Washington. Washington is a talented team, tons of wide receiver talent up the wazoo, but I don't think it should have been quite as close as it was. So I'm gonna go with the Rams if Stafford is healthy. If he's not playing, switch me to the Seattle. I'm staying away from the spread.
All
Too
right.
much of a coin flip. Keeping it rolling here in the AFC. I need to get my handwriting better. I almost said Miami. It's Minnesota at Denver. That game would have already happened in the reverse.
Sunday night.
Waiting all day for Sunday night. Yeah. Dang, we don't get to talk about the New Orleans Saints this week, but we get to talk
They're
about
on a
Minnesota.
bye.
They're on a bye. Miami, Denver. Denver's favorite in this game.
Minnesota.
Huh?
You said Miami.
Minnesota, Denver. Shit. Been a day.
Alright.
Been a day. I don't know how Minnesota is not favored. I know Josh Dobbs is 3 weeks into his Vikings career, and like it almost makes that loss or that they handed the Bills make me even more mad because I'm like, this Denver team still stinks. They are not a good team. I'm all on Minnesota. I'm partially biased. I'm taking them at +2.5. I don't care if it's on the road. They are the better team. Josh Dobbs is playing out of his mind for whatever reason.
The Pastronaut.
The past or not, Aaron.
I am also on Minnesota. I think the only reason that Denver is favored is because in their last 3 matchups, they've beaten pretty decent teams. I mean, besides the Packers. But, the Chiefs, division game, I guess, but they still won by double digits. And then they just beat the Bills in a very late, heartbreaking field goal. I like what Josh Dobbs brings to this Minnesota offense, and they get Jettas back.
Yes. That's another thing where I'm like, this line just, is there something I don't know?
Yeah, I think Vegas is just trying to get people to trap, or not trap, and go put their money on Denver. That's a dumb idea. Take Minnesota.
I'm on it. Holden, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Minnesota will probably win this game, but I'm taking Denver. Minnesota to lose. They
That's partially
hold my
biased.
spot.
That's
They
partially
hold my
biased,
spot.
baby.
They are holding that 7th seed. I want that 7th seed so bad. It's not even funny how bad I want the playoffs. I want the playoffs every year. Give me a 7th seed. Give me a little. Just give me that. Let Sam Howell hit the playoffs and let's just see what happens. Because when you have a quarterback that can sling the rock like that kid can, that's seeing everything for the first time. That's 12 games into his career as a starter. No, I'm sorry. 11 games into his career as a starter. Good things can happen. I really want a shot at the playoffs, so I need Minnesota to drop some games, and this starts right here with a Denver team that has rattled off 3 in a row and is gaining some confidence. And I will say, if you look at the statistics, Russell Wilson is actually having a very good year statistically so far.
He played his best game all year against us. It was insane.
I really, and Javonte Williams run the ball well too. So, like seeing that, former Tar Heel, former teammate of Sam Howell. Anyways, give me Denver.
Crazy, fellas. All right. Monday Night Football. Our last pick, obviously. Super Bowl matchup of last year. The Philly Birds going to KC for some barbecue. They're going to have an exchange. Kansas City Bears at home, -2.5. Both teams off a bye. So hopefully super duper healthy. I did hear a rumor. Taylor Swift will not be at this game. She's on tour in Europe right now. So make of that with what you will, I'm gonna go ahead and start us off just for shits and giggles. I'm gonna take Philly. I think Philly wins. I'm taking them as a dog. I love that. Yes, I know they lost in a tough one, controversial last call, but I think this Philly team is just more physical. I think the defense is better. I feel like I've said this the last 2 or 3 years of this Kansas City team. They're just not as talented. There's not as much firepower. It's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still Andy Reid. They still find ways to win games, but I think Philly will get a little revenge here. Aaron.
I agree. I think Philly is the more physically dominant team. I like their run game a lot better. I will say Kansas City's defense has been playing better this season than they have in the past. So that's one
defensive
thing.
Coordinator is still so good.
Yeah. And I think I forget who it is. I think there's a wide receiver, Justin Ross isn't playing. I think he's out.
Bummer. Well, that's something.
Technically supposed to be one of the number ones, but anyways, I really do like Philly here. I think Philly gets a measure of revenge, because of that Super Bowl loss, and
yeah,
I think it still sits very, very mildly in Jason Kelsey's head. So I think he's going to take a revenge.
Shout out, most sexiest man.
Dude,
one of them doing it for the big boys. Love it. Anything can happen. Holden, NFC, AFC.
I'm with you, boys. I'm gonna roll with y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up. What? I'm with you, boys.
Okay. All right,
waiting for that.
Yeah,
like
you guys said it all. No, you guys said it all. Yeah, no, it's what it is. You guys called it. I'm with you.
All right. Okay. All right. We're all on the birds. We're all on Philly. Joel will be happy.
I'm not gonna say that, but I mean, yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
All right. Well, best bets.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Holden, were you able to find any? You need a second?
I did find a couple. Found a couple great ones actually.
Run them.
And it is kind of crazy. They happen to be partially biased picks for the bets, but this is true. I don't know what the opening line is, but it doesn't matter what the opening line is. Brian Robinson over. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere around that 52, 53 mark. That's just me. If I was a bookmaker, that's where I'd put it. Take the over. Could be even high as could be as high as 60. I'd take it. I'd also take Terry McLaurin's over receptions. Don't know what it is. Guessing 4.5. Take it. I think this is an opportunity for us to do what we do on offense, and that's get McLaurin the ball, get your playmakers the ball. It's a must-win game, life support game. You know that you're in contention. Still, they know what's in front of them. You need to go to your playmakers. So those are my two partially biased picks, but I truly believe those are good picks.
Those are great picks. I'm a tail Holden. Aaron, what you got?
Okay, so I did put together my moneyline parlay, which DraftKings has. Oh no, here we go. Okay, so I'm taking Pittsburgh, Dallas, San Fran, Philadelphia, and Miami money line, all for plus 578. $5 gets you 38.90.
I do love that.
That's a nice little pizza night right there.
A little Marco's, a little bit of extra,
little
cookies,
cheesy bread. Get the cheesy bread with it. Get the cheesy bread. Hey,
that's what I'm saying, dude. Marco's.
What you got? I thought Marco's was sponsored this week.
I don't know. I ordered them last week before my half marathon. Yes, I ran a half marathon. #athlete. All while having my best gambling week like all year. How does he do it? Yeah, dude. So I got Marcos my little pre-race meal like the night before, carb up, and I was like, let me try some of them Cinesticks or whatever for $5. I get to my house, lo and behold, there's no icing on it.
Rip.
I don't think they come with icing. I think you got to ask for
It's
that.
really just cinnamon sugar. But on the ad, on the website, there was like a drizzle, and I was like, so I'm like,
where's my fucking drizzle?
I was like, and they did not, and it said like 6 pieces or something. I was like, okay, that works. And there was like way more than that. So I was like, have they never made this before? Otherwise, I do like Marcos.
Yes, Marcos.
Shout out. Marcos.
And then my last two are my favorite ones, all season. Tush push, Jalen Hurts anytime, and the reception over for AJ Brown.
Wow, nice. I like those little bits. Let's see here. Oh, dude, there's so many good games. I have another large slate as well. Hopefully, we'll do as well as last week, God willing. Yeah, dude. My best bet: Baltimore minus 3.5. They shouldn't have lost that game. Baltimore's good at home. The Cincinnati team is okay, but with the potential of T. Higgins being out, I like Baltimore to hopefully take care of the football, control the clock, get her done. My 4-team parlay, I was going to make it a 5-er, but I have to be partially biased. I can't root for that team at any point. Dallas, Detroit, Washington, Buffalo, plus 134. So not bad.
All right.
Not bad.
That's pretty.
All right.
Hopefully Buffalo gets a dub. Hopefully they bounce back. It's a must win. So they got to bounce back. So that being said, fellas,
Them's the
that does it
best.
for this most recent episode of Partially Biased. Just a
Week
double
11,
down
baby.
books. Week 11, dude. Savor these last minutes of football, or not these last ones, but like
Soak it in, dude.
soak it
We're
in.
getting. This
Crunch
is
time.
November football. This is November football.
If your team is still alive by any margin, if there's still even barely a heartbeat on that ticker, root with all your heart out. Watch as much as you can. Like, get her done. Get her going.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
Well, that does it for us. So I hope you win all your bets. This is Partially Biased. Go Bills.
Here we go, Steelers.
Merry Christmas.
Boo.